Hello and welcome to part 6 of F1 2017 career mode here for the Monaco Grand Prix, and just running through the practice programs. We nailed every practice program, and that's the best we can do. That's the best we can hope for. And yeah, so advancing to qualifying here.
At the end of the session, then here are your top three: Raikkonen, Ricciardo.
I forgot to change out the engines as I realised, so that's a real bummer, considering that this could be one of our strongest tracks on the entire calendar because of the nature of the Monaco circuit. But it felt like a very good lap. Minor contact with the wall there, pretty major actually, but we come across the line for a 1 minute 12.1. I think that says, to beat the Mercedes and go P1 for probably the first time and the only time this season. But we ended up in P9, and that looked like a 12.3. Yeah, just coming over into Casino Square now. Missed the apex of the right hander, mate. Grazed the wall there, and we're already 4.5 tenths of a second down. But that's on P1, so that's alright, because that's what we've been around all weekend. So it's a solid first sector. We come round the right hander now, and then the portiere and accelerate into the tunnel. And now come across the line to miss out by a little bit, but P9 at the end of that session. It was P6 provisionally, as you saw there. So we're already thrashing our teammate in this qualifying session, as he is already out. He qualified 20th, and we're going to come across the line to set a new lap now, nailing the apex of turn 1 there. Pretty perfect. But as we come through Casino Square now, not Casino Square, Rascasse, and now Anthony knows, nailed that corner, but Rascasse could have cost us a few tenths there, and maybe a higher place in the grid. But P8 for now. We improved a little bit on that time, and it's still only P8, but a very solid qualifying session considering what car we're in. And now we're going to go to the race after we put all the number 2 components in, so the newer ones. The ones that we've been racing since Russia, or maybe before that. Yeah, Russia.
Let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid.
I'm going to let you watch
Vettel
this.
will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Massa and Salva, Daniel Kvyat and Sainz, Raikkonen, Hamilton, Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo, Verstappen, Alonso,
5,
Pascal
7,
Wehrlein and Ocon,
9,
Magnussen,
11,
Nico Hülkenberg and Stoffel van
13
Grosjean.
grid penalties.
Julian Palmer rounds off.
And Martin Brundle said 10 and I'll go home. So.
Don't try anything silly into 1. It's going to be crazy in there.
Engineer telling us not to do anything stupid into turn 1. It should easily be a one-stop race. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix. Fairly average start. Proximity arrows lighting up in the back, red to signify the cars on alongside us, but managed to maintain our position into turn 1, which is probably the best we could have hoped for, to be honest, because we're not going to be racing the cars ahead. They're too quick, and just trying to hang on into the points really. But Matt, that doesn't decide. Maybe we could hang on to P4 because it's a very difficult track to overtake at, but our straight line speed's pretty poor. Straight line speed doesn't really matter on this track. Sebastian Vettel goes purple, obviously he's the leader, and purple again. We're only a second and a bit slower than that, although the Toro Rosso seems to be staying with us, so interesting, because there are cars behind us who are much quicker, the Mercedes, the Ferraris and the Red Bulls. But because of the nature of the circuit, it's going to be very challenging to overtake anyone. And we're not going to be trying to overtake anyone because I just want to maintain this P4. That's probably not going to happen because we'll probably get jumped in the pits or something. But lap 4 now, coming through the swimming pool. Just showing you the gap. There's so much time to be gained at this circuit by just hitting the curves, nailing the apexes and everything. But Toro Rosso's got an absolutely fantastic run on us up into, I don't know what that corner's called, Casino Square now coming into, and into the tunnel. Proximity arrows getting whiter and whiter, which signifies the car's getting very close, getting bigger and bigger on our mirrors, but we seem to be gaining quite a bit of time through that Nouvelle chicane, but losing quite a bit through the high speed corners because of the lack of downforce that this Sauber car has. But I'm not complaining at the minute because it's holding on pretty well. Like this corner, you can gain like half a second from just doing what I did, as you'd probably understeer into the wall if you tried to go around the corner normally on a pad. But because I'm on a wheel, it's much easier, this Monaco circuit. But Kvyat's got a fantastic run again, but not quite. Lock up there. This is the corner I usually lock up at. I need to just somehow find a different line. But as we jump into the pits at the end of lap 15, right at the end of the pit lanes, we've got to put in a blistering outlap if we want to maintain that 4th position. So as we come in for a set of super soft tyres, red stripe. I don't know why that was so slow, but okay. It just seemed to be held there for an age, probably because I didn't help to do the clutch bit properly, but it was a fantastic outlap from us. Max Verstappen goes purple as he's ahead of us, so I think he may have already stopped. So I think we may have been jumped by the Red Bull driver there, so kudos to him. But we're being overtaken by the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas now, not fighting him whatsoever. Coming on to lap 20, just watch the gap between us and Kvyat. Sorry for the corner cut, by the way. Seem to maintain it at the minute, and that's just shown it's got smaller, but as we cut to the later laps, you'll see that we're actually starting to like pull away by about a second a lap on the cars behind, maybe more, because I've really just settled into a rhythm. As you can see there, I think that's over, it's nearly 15 seconds, so it just shows you how much pace we've got at this point in the race. We're actually matching the Mercedes through some of the sectors, but at the end of lap 39, going to come across the line for 6th place, get in there.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you pulled through. Thank you.
Very solid weekend all round. I don't know where my teammate finished. Oh yes, wait. I forgot to show you, but basically he crashed into the wall on the Nouvelle chicane and it was extraordinarily close. I'm sorry for not showing you that. But he nearly ended my race as well. I'm pretty sure my wheel went through his rear right wheel, and it was just phenomenally.
The fact that he's here in Formula 1 and putting in performances like that, still amazing.
Extremely close. But we got a penalty there for corner cutting on the last lap because the cars behind got lapped and I was just having a chilled last lap. Not really caring, probably lost about 4 seconds in that lap. But nevertheless, still P6 and some very decent points for the constructors and the drivers championships. So the rivalry, we're actually drawing with Pascal Wehrlein now. Reputation levels have gone through the roof as well. So like, subscribe, just keep watching, comment. It really keeps me motivated to keep making these videos, and there should be an upgrade arriving for the next race. And just showing you the standings now. I'll leave you to it and I'll catch you next time.